Mic check, mic check. Hello everyone. Sorry for the no mic because I don't know I was muted. Today I will be looking into gold and GJ. This is a London stream. I'm expecting price to go below 1912 and go further down to 1910. And once we break 1910, we're going down to 1906 and 1902. But I'm not expecting much in this stream and this London session or the New York session due to the fact that we have no economic activity for this week, for today, and there's very little economic activity happening this whole week, just aside from CPI on the GBP and uh, Tuesday we have these three news, and the next one is on Thursday. The rest, I don't think will have a lot of high impact news. So I'm expecting price to just slowly chug its way down to 1902 due to the fact that the DXY has broken above 102, 102.9, and we just retested 103 as this is a strong level. Price is goes to the rounder numbers. I'm expecting price to just tap 1002 or around these areas before it moves back to 103.6. Another thing is that the VIX is still below 16, and we're still between the range of 13 and 16. This indicates that there isn't much of FUD, and people are putting their money into riskier risk-based assets like the US 30 and Nasdaq. As you can see, US 30 is at 35,000, expecting price to break 35,000 and push further up 35,700. And during a New Year session, we still need to have clear confirmations before we have any sort of entries. I personally don't trade US 30 before 9:30 a.m. And that's about it for gold. These are the trade idea and analysis for today. Expectations, expecting price to go to this zone, retest, and come further down, or we'll have a break or a retest, or just a straight breakthrough from of 1910. These are the two trade ideas for today. I'm not expecting much in this live session due to the fact there is very little activity and volume. The other thing is we may do a retest to 1925 before we start chugging our way down. As you can see, this is a very strong zone. Now let's move on to GJ. I'm expecting GJ to push further up, to go further to 184.2 and break above this, as we have everything indicating that the pound is getting much stronger aside from the CPI set for Wednesday. This could change the markets, but it's still not much due to the fact that the pound in the previous week came out with a much higher GBP data, a zero point 0.5 increase. They were expecting a 0.02, they came out with a zero point 0.5, and it's much higher than the previous. And the yen has been continuously dovish, so it just makes sense that the pound is going to push further up. And that's about it. So the trade ideas for today will be something like this. Until then, please stay vigilant. Do not trade. Do not over risk. There's no point into entering rangy markets, as you can lose your money for no reason. If you have any questions, please ask in the chat, and I'll surely be answering it and helping. There's nothing to trade right now. Um, just watch what happens when price goes below 1912.5. Until then, just watch the markets. There's absolutely nothing to do. If you have any questions, please let me know. What do you want me to tell about myself? I'm currently a student trading for the past few years. Decided to live stream just because I see it as a fun way to sharpen my skills. As people ask me more questions, I can answer them and check whether I know what I'm doing. That's a good way. And always essentially remember what I'm doing, and this is a good way for journaling, essentially, in a sense. And if more people ask, I could, if I don't know the answer, I could go do research and answer it to myself, and answer it for later on, as I really like fundamentals. That's about it. Currently, there's nothing much. I don't know what to say. We could have a risky trade, but this is I'd rather not take it and wait for 183.8. But if you want to do the risk, we could have an entry like this. Um, but other than that, wait for 183.8. Other than this position, the 183 position is a safer buys for one. We can easily push it to 184.2. Easy 50 pip trade, 40 pip trade. The 30-minute rejected. We're we just opened up the new 30. We pushed up. If we come down, we come to these levels and then push back up. It would be a really nice trade. Other than that, just stay out. Wait for positions to come to you rather than you forcing positions. There's no point in over risking or over leveraging. And for stops and the positions that I'll be looking for, it will be something like this. I do not like giving out signals, but this would be the type of position that I would take. Because if we come up below these zones and do a retest, it would be something like this. But until then, there's nothing to trade. But if you do, this will be the position. Because once we go up and do a retest and we push up, we're going further up. But if the moment we break this lows, we're coming down further. As you can see, so many rejections in these areas. Even on the 30-minute, as you can see, there's so many rejections around these areas. So it wouldn't make sense to have your stop anywhere else. So it's about a 11, 12 pip stop. So count for spread in your buys and make sure you have a proper stop. There's no reason to have a bigger stop than this. As you can see, price is rejecting 1914 quite hard, but it would have been a riskier trade to take, considering the fact that we're just in a range. There's no real direction in still. So wait until we get trades below 1912.5. Other than that, there is nothing to trade. Until probably even New York session would still be rangy because we still have news. We have news on Tuesday. We have news Tuesday at 8:30. Until then, price could just range. Yes, I will be streaming every day at the same time, hopefully. Bango, yeah, I'll be sending a signal right now. Buy now, sell now at the same time, bro. Now, for you guys, just please wait below 1910. 1912, it would be riskier because we have a bit of a bad range around here, but other than that, 1910 below would be very, very clean. Down to 1906. Hey, yo, where's the devious chat? I am a bit nervous, but if you guys come, I'll be more calm. Where you guys at? Ben Edge, I do a bunch of different types of trading. So my my basic type of entry is mostly based on what the fundamental market is telling me. As we can see, previous week we had CPI. Oh, what does it tell you? CPI was above the previous data, and we have been having a two increase every 2 months for the past 2 months. What does this tell me? Not yeah, you can see, not decrease. Sorry. And what does this tell me? That the Fed will still continue keeping its rates up due to the fact that we have had an increase, and they may not even think of lowering their rates for a longer period of time, indicating we may have a stronger DXY for a longer period. We could go to 103, stay about in this range, and gold coming down to 1800s. But other than that, this is the in terms of like fundamentals, and the technical side. I have my zones. These are these level and these demand zones that I have done are going down from the 12 month down to the 30 minute, and you can see how price reacts at these levels: 1912, 1920. And one thing you have to remember, the algos that the markets trade on, basically about 70% of the world's trades are done through algos by the banks and the institutions. What they do is the price that an algo trades in is not going to be at 1912.673. It's going to be at fixed 1912, fixed 1920. So these point fives that you can add here and there are mainly due to your broker, but other than that, that's how algos function. For you to understand this, you have to have chart time and like experience. So this is essentially how you can get the technical side. So for that, you can just get a better understanding of why I'm telling you below 1910. You can see why the price rejected here below 1912. These small short levels are due to the fact that we're trading on a shorter time, but overall algos activate at certain positions with the base based on what economic activity that's going currently. So you should always watch the fundamentals and watch the technical side to tell you what the price is, rather than just putting a fib somewhere because the price looks the way it is. You should know what the prices are, why they are significant. And also for with the DVS, I do trade similar. I have been in that group for very long time since 2020, so I do understand it, and I have been trading like that for a long time. And my the way I trade is very similar. But I mostly trade now on the 1 minute and the 5 minute here and there. But it's mainly due to fundamentals. Don does more of technicals, but I do incorporate fundamentals into it too. I did, bro, Dennis. I did. I don't know why no one's joining up. Man, them ask me to stream and then they don't come. What's this? Where are you people at? Sending it on this. So join up. I know, right? Fix. Level up for a decent amount of time. I've been trading for as long as Dawn, so yeah, you could just make of that what you would. You got a paid signals and everything. I know, right? I should, but I don't know if Dawn would be liking, would like it too. These man would just wake up and be like, "Hey, buy, sell now." Don't worry if you do that. Shh, I won't tell anyone, and you won't get banned. I'm here. MM's right here. Don't worry. I won't ban you. I will jailbreak you anytime. By the way, guys, how's the sound? Is it okay? I have a mic, but I can't mute it currently. I just need to set it up a bit, and then it will be better. I'm currently using headphones, so the sound is a bit eh. But is the sound okay? I will be trying to do the mic tomorrow. It's first time, bro. Allow it. A man doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, yeah, I'm going to be adding some like I need to find some uh, free copyright music type whatever it's called so that the charts don't get taken down. But tomorrow I'll be coming with some music so that like you can have some like something in the background. But until then, I don't know what to add. If you guys got any link, let me know. I just made this YouTube account and I'm just doing it. Other than I have no idea. So level up. The reason that you have a lesser win rate in London session is due to the fact that you haven't had the experience in the London session. So London moves differently. They all move the same, but then again, the volume times, there's the times where price moves the way it does is different. So you have to be more, I would say, more patient in London and watch out for what prices are doing. Personally, I don't go for more than 20, 30, 40 pips in London session, and only if we break a very strong zone, then I would keep it for more than 20, 30 pips. But for GJ, it's a good time to enter because it's the London session and the GBP is running, and that's about it. But always watch how the market's moving. Currently, there is absolutely nothing, and a lot of people usually lose money in these situations. Why? Because they are trying to force a trade due to the fact that, like, on the charts, but it's good to stay out. Staying out is another profitable thing you could essentially do. When markets do this, why trade it? Why take a risk when there is no real reason? And for London, it moves a differently compared to the NY session because the NY is it has much more volume. But overall, if you have proper zones, London moves very similar or close to New York. But it's also based on the time of the year. Just put in time in the charts. Don't expect much from it. Come into the charts and just like, hey, whatever I get, I get. That's about it. Other than that, just be careful. There's no point in over risking or over trading. Oh, good. So we just broke below 1912, but wait for 7 or wait, London. Where is London session? Uh, this is New York. So wait for 3, and once we are at 3 p.m. 3 a.m. we could have a nice trade below 1910s. Until then, just stay out. Around 3 a.m. we'll have decent volume coming in. Watch GJ above 183.8. This could be a nice entry if we could keep for the whole day and extend it to 18445 or something about above there. But we could easily get above 20, 30 pips. So just watch out. As you can see, when price came to between 1912 to 1910, many times we have had a lot of consolidation. So there's no point in just randomly taking in a blind entry. Wait for below 1910, and then we have clear direction on where price is going to go. You can see 1910, we broke down to 1906 and further. Closed below 1910, we went to 1902. Below 1910, we did a retest, we pushed back up, but then again, once we closed, we went to 1903, 1902. Because you can see the price every time we closed below 1910, we pushed further down. Let's see what happened in the past. And the same thing here, you can see it's clear on what the price wants to do. But this time we retested 1906 and we went even further. So and here you can see 1910 rejected, and then we had, but was in a bull market, so watch out. Hoping if this hourly closes below, we will have a decent idea of where price wants to go next. But if this closes below, that will be really good. we'll have better price points for entries below 1910, more confirmations if we come below 1910. But if we close above and the next candle comes down, it will be a bit riskier. But until then, just watch for below 1910, 1912, and where the hourly closes and the 30-minute. Guys, just remember everything that's related to the USD is telling us that we're gonna push further up. So taking buys on gold would be a bit of risky. Not just a bit, it would be quite risky considering that DXY is now pushing and it's close to 103. And once we close above, we can easily go to 103.5. As you can see previously, we went above, we closed above, we pushed further even in a downtrend. Even in the downtrend, we retested 103, 102.9, we pushed further. And same thing here, we retested 103, we pushed further. The other thing is every news that we have had recently wasn't that big, and the ones that we have had which were strong still quite couldn't quite break 101.5. 101.5 is quite a strong level. We are just doing retests and being in this range, but overall the market is just in an uptrend for the DXY. Um, you can see we had a double bottom here. We came up, we did a nice push up, and then we did a retest of 100.8. Then we push further. Then we're just in this range breaking a retest. So the next zone that we have is 103.5. This is also evident in the news we have been having recently. We can see even though the data was some of them showing negative, it was still pushing. This was a really good day. We had like a 400 pip on gold. Um, the other thing is even though this wasn't that much of a big impact. This was higher than previous, not still not much of an impact. So overall, market is just going up and down, but overall in a bullish market for the DXY and a downturn in the gold. People are having more confidence in doing riskier, being in risky, um, risk-based assets like the US 30 and the Nasdaq. As you can see, US 30 has been pushing up for the past few weeks in an uptrend. We couldn't break below 33,500. I think I mentioned this in the Discord, and we can see as you can see, it's just pushing further up. We could have a retest of a 34,500, but until then, if we break above 35,500, we could go easily to 3600 and 35,700. We're almost at what the levels pre-COVID and when markets were just pushing. As you can see, this is after COVID. Sorry, this is after COVID when markets were just everything was just bullish. You could just buy anything and it would make you money. But yeah, so we're almost there. Even though we have a 5.5% interest rates, 5.25, 5.5, we're still pushing up, giving you an idea of why gold's coming down. People are moving their money from a risk-based assets into from safe havens to risk-based assets. And as you can see, the VIX is also showing the same thing. We're below 16. We're between 13 and 16. If you don't know the VIX, you can see how the VIX is. This is COVID. You can see March 2020, and then since then we have been having a downtrend. There's no fear. People are not scared to do any risky trades. So why are you entering risky trades? They're there. Just watch out how this hourly closes. If we close below this area, that will be really good. what could be indicating price is gonna go further down. If you want to take an entry below 1912, go ahead, but it's quite risky. That's about it. But this would be something that I would enter personally if we had more volume. Until then, if there was volume, sure. Until then, nothing. Guys, I'm adding some music to the background. Tell me if you can hear it. And how is it? If it's too loud or what? To make it like a bit nice. For Discord link, I have added it to the description in the YouTube. You can see it. You can go to the description and you can see the link to DVS. We're all there. You can ask me questions. I'm just MM there. So I don't often trade. I do oftenly trade on the 5 minute, but I mostly do on the 1 minute. But the 5 minute is really, really good for your entry points. You can get an idea of where price wants to go next. As you can see, price is just pushing down. Um, see, we're really close to the 1 hour close, so just stay out. But always look how the 5 minute closes, and then take your entries too. Because remember, if the candle wick is bigger than the body, we could have a rejection that area. The hourly just opened our volumes coming in. That was a nice area. We just straight away melted. But you just wait out for closures below this if you want to take a riskier trade. But I would stay out until 1910. But if you really want to take a trade and you feel like you really need it, but this is something I would take. Other than just stay out. But below you can, if your entry is around this zone, you can extend that entry to 1906 easily, because we have, once we close below 1910, there is no reason for price to go further, to go up. We have not broken that zone for a really long time. It will be like, if you enter, it will be something like this: a short position around here, with not 7 pip, about 10 15 pip SL. It still hasn't closed below for me, but it could be like something like this. This is a riskier trade. It would be really nice if you want to take it, but wait at least a 5 minute to close below. If you really want it, wait for a 5 minute to close at least below 1911.5. The 30 minute quite strong bearish, the previous one. This one just opened up straight away, pushed down, which is a good sign of price going further down. As you can see, the market's moving quite nicely recently for the past few days. We're going down, up, down, down. Hoping this would be something like this, but let's see. You can see it's a really, really nice movement. So this candle fully engulfed the previous one. This candle just did a retest. This candle is fully engulfing it, hoping to close. If we close below here, well, it doesn't apparently. But if we did close below with fully engulfing, we could push down, but it didn't. So just stay strong, stay out. Until we have proper confirmations, stay out. This is the 1 minute, by the way. Yeah, level up. It will be, yes. Trades below 1910 will be very clean. Just as you can see, there's nothing. Last time we haven't closed for a long time. Last time we closed below 1910 was when? This was during an uptrend, but during a downtrend, this was the last time we had like a decent trade below 1910, June 23. So wait out. You could see a nice trade until 1897 and further below, because there is no economic activity that's suggesting gold's gonna push. Oh, we were pushing down, never mind. Alright. We're approaching that 1910. One more thing, guys, when we have a really strong candle in one direction, like something like this, usually price does a short-term pullback. Unless there's a lot of volume, we're gonna go further down. But and we're also at the demand zone, just not a demand zone. It's like an area of could be price could reject. We could just see this come down, do a retest of around the zone, then come further down. But this, when you see candles like this, watch out what happens in the next few candles. As you can see, this is it does a decent small rejection here and there. The 5 minute was really strong, close below this area. If we get this, something like this, that would be really good. Or just breaks straight away, breaks below. As you can see, yeah, you can see it's the really strong candle. Now it's just doing a rejection. We could just reject around till here and then go further down. This is the 1 minute. If you guys have any questions on the 1 minute, let me know, because I don't think many people trade the 1 minute here. I did like I watched the markets for like 6-7 months before I started even doing the using the 1 minute. If you have any questions, let me know. But the 5 minute, the 1 minute, or any time frame is basically the same. It's just a matter of your entry points. There is still nothing on GJ. We attempted an entry above a closure above 18.7, but we haven't still closed strong on a higher time frame. We haven't closed on the 5 minute above. Once we close above the 5 minute, we could have an entry above this zone. Where for at, I would personally take this trade and keep it if we close above and we're closing out strong. I would personally keep this trade to like 184.2, but you always have to watch what you want from the markets. Don't try to be greedy. You can see how we rejected. We are at 1011. If we retest and we close above 11912, and if you're in any sells, uh, if we close above this zone, if you're in sells, close it out. Yeah, so you can level up. You can see how the 1 minute is forming. The 5 minute is really good. But with the 1 minute, I can have a much deeper lookout on what price is doing. And for entry points, like for example, let's say if I was going to enter here on the 5 minute, right? I may have missed it because look, in this situation, this area, right? The 5 minute was already open and it's pushing down. Where would you see your entry? Why would you enter? Has anything closed or given you an idea of why price is going to go further? No, it hasn't. So if you're on the 1 minute, you can see, oh, we did a break, we pushed up, but then fully cancelled out. This candle, okay, enter. See, the moment we closed below, we had a massive drop in a matter of a minute. And it wasn't massive considering it was just like 8 pips, but like compared to the other candles, quite strong. You can see how what price is doing, and it will always tell you what it's going to do. And on the 1 minute is just a nice place for entering. This is why I trade the 1 minute. Now I use all time frames, but the 1 minute for entry points. We're doing a rejection at 1912. The 1 hour is still bearish. We have a bigger bottom wick. Wait for 1912. You can see prices just being a shithole. This area. Fan Khan, so as I said earlier, I'm expecting no trades until we break or close below 1910. If this 5 minute closed below 1911.5, risky trades wouldn't be bad. It would be risky, but it wouldn't be bad. Your stops would be about like 10 pips. And if you're in this, if we once we hit 1910.1, 1910.15, we could go break even for 15 pips, close out the trade or whatever, and then you can keep the trade until 1906 easily. This is a 40-50 pip trade. But watch what happens. As I mentioned earlier, something like this. Or safer sells here. Until then, I'm not taking any random entries. Well, there's no point. Wait for price to tell you what it wants to do next. You can see how price is reacting around these areas. The bullish candles are much stronger, the bearish candles are getting much weaker. You can see this candle fully engulfed in the last second. We could just stay in this range. As I mentioned earlier, at the beginning, price is not moving properly due to the fact that we have very little economic activity. You can see there's nothing for today. On Monday, there's absolutely nothing on the USD, the pound, or the yen. Oh, we closed above. We pushed above. Did anyone catch this? You could still be in this, to be honest. Did you catch in this trade? This would have been really nice and cheesy. It's still, if this closes above, you can have secondary entries around this area. It will be like something like this. But you need this close. You need this to close. Look how price reacted at this area. So if you took this sells and you weren't, if you took this sells from here or here, we'd be in a problematic position. Price is rejecting 1912. Hopefully we close below it so we can have entries down. The hourly is still bearish, like it hasn't closed, it's just 15 minutes in. But it's not giving any signs for entries as of now. Good thing is we're still rejecting 1912. So the 5 minute, 15 minute opened up, just opened up right now, closed below 183.7. Wait for better, safer buys at 183 and above. Let me mark it out here. So I'll wait out for this. The good thing is the hourly has already broken this high, giving more direction, and the both price points have rejected 183.5. I personally had a buy limit earlier around here. I just didn't get activated, but waiting out for another entry. This candle closed no top wick, so be careful. Still in a range. There's no reason to take a trade. Stay out. Does anyone have any other questions? If there is nothing till 4, I'll just close and then wait for tomorrow. Because tomorrow we will have something for the GBP at 2. I'll try to come before it. And I'll try to do a breakdown of what we're gonna expect for this tomorrow for the USD. Until then, we could just range up and down. So we had a closure about 1912. This is fully chalked. Just be careful. This is showing more signs of bullish momentum. If you want, take trades around this area. Buys closure above. Easy trade. Easily you can risk to 184.2 and further. If you want to keep it further, you can. The DXY just closed below 102.9. We could come down to 102.8, 850, 102.850. But this is showing bearish movement. This is showing bullish movement. It's a chalk session, I'll be honest. We could have better volume tomorrow in the pound for sure, and in New York session we will be having really nice entries if prices as expected. We're going to be having a nice push up, push down for gold, and a push up for DXY. Just hope that price. This is one blue, one red, one blue, one red. Then it will be very shit for the day. Always watch out what they're telling you. Watch out for price at 183.8. We're going to that area and we have a decent volume pushing. We could get a nice entry at GJ at 183.8. It will be somewhere around 730. Will be really nice for buys. Price is showing really clear cut signs for pushing. Damn man, my buy limit by how many pips? By 4 or 5 pips, nice, amazing. If we close below the above before the 30-minute closure above the zone, it wouldn't be a bad idea to enter, but just expect there might be pullbacks. If you're going to okay, we're already pushing. This would be the entry, something like this. To push up. I'm still waiting personally for the break and retest, but this is also not bad. This would be just overall a bit more risky considering we're just close to 30-minute closure. We could just push up once we break this area. We could just push up to go further. Gold, nothing to trade. It's very bad. Wait for 1910 or risk yourselves below this area. Then it would be better because considering that we had a low, we're doing a retest. We close below. More idea to come down. This is going really well. The break and retest could happen. Hopefully we close above on the 30-minute. I'm not in a trade, this is just a trade idea. I will not be even telling anyone if I'm in a trade, but overall, just wait, where is the time thingy? Oh. Oh, we're that area of retest, nice. The 5-minute closes above. If you're in, you can just keep it. To be honest, there's no problem in keeping this. If you're in, if you're not in, just stay out. Wait for the 30-minute retest. If you guys, hope you guys get an understanding. Wait for 30-minute close for something like this. So I'm just gonna remove this, but this is what I'm looking for. Gold fully chalked, stay out. This is very bad. We could just do a retest to these areas to 1920, 25 for today or just range. But then nothing. Remember, this is the beginning of the week. We have been open just a few hours, just one session. And considering what we did last week and the previous week, this is quite small. So wait, don't be how to say, a cowboy trying to take random entries for no reason. Just wait out. Wait out for wait for price to come to where you want it to be. If not, why be in it? 30 minutes looking good for closing above. It's really nice. The 5 minute closed above. This 5 minutes rejecting 103.8. We could have a nice trade in this session at least. Finally, something, some volume. This candle fully engulfed the previous. It's perfectly setting up for buys. As we need to close on the 30 minute above. Thirty-minute close below, so we gotta stay out for now until we get a decent pullback. At least to 187 and then we have a closure above, sure. Until then, for me, nothing. As you can see, price rejected that area. If we closed above this zone, would have been good, and the 30-minute closed above, but you can see so many times we went to this area, rejected, and we came down. But we could still get a trade as long as we have a decent pullback or a decent, really strong closure above this area on the 5 minute or the some higher time frame. But you can see how many rejections are on this area. Just stay out for now. We will get the trade, if not now, later, if not today, tomorrow. There are no trades to do on gold. Absolutely nothing. Stay out. Just really stay out. There's no point in taking any entry. We could just, as mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we could go to 1920s before we start having a drop down. But if we do 1920s again, it won't be a nice day. Something like this. Until then, wait for sales below. And this wouldn't be nice. Good thing about GJ is price keeps rejecting 183.8. So if we close on the 5 minute above this area, that would be nice in the next 30 seconds. Wouldn't be a bad entry, and it would mean that the previous candle is fully engulfed. An engulf of a previous candle usually means price has fully cancelled that out and rejected. It means that the previous candle did not do much. But this is... Wait. If anyone has questions, please ask in the chat or on the Discord. Tag me or tag anyone, we could answer you. Dennis, I have put it in the description. It's in the description. You can go and check it out. Join the free Discord. Let me put it in the chat. So, okay, let me explain how I look and for the risk to reward. I don't basically look for risk to reward in a sense that it needs to be 1 to 1 3. I look for trades that have the highest or the best scenario for it to run to a further reward. And since I am doing like trades based on fundamentals, based on technicals, my expectations for trade to run are much higher. So when I enter a trade for like a 15 pip SL, I would personally want it to go at least to a 102, at least to a 103. Then then I could justify doing the research, doing the hours that I put in. So having a short, like a risk to reward that's small, it's fine. It's just based on what you expect from the markets, what you want. I personally used to trade for a longest time 10 pip, 20 pip, 15 pip trades at most. Now that I've like more into essentially time and the hour that I spent, I expect more. And the trades that I take are also following that rule. If I wanted to take an entry with a 10 pip profit, I could have taken this. This was a really, really good trade. This pushed up, rejected, did the retest, closed above, cancelled out. I could have easily taken this. This was a 14 pip and ran out like 12 pips, 13 pip. It could have been almost like a 1 to 1. And I could have actually kept this trade. But overall, the risk to reward matters based on the trade type you do. It doesn't matter if my trade type is this, it should be the same way for you. Just how you trade. For me, my risk to reward matters because I follow the overall market in terms of fundamentals. So for me, when I enter a position, let's say here, I don't expect it to come down. And once price goes to like around here, then I go break even, or then I go to look for closures or what I'm gonna do next. Until then, I'll just keep my stop loss all the way. I don't go break even. That's the whole scenario. And yeah, well, gold is very shit. If we close above 1915, we could look for buys, short-term buys, something like this. But it would be a risky thing for sure. But since the 30 minute rejected, this candle straight away pushed up, wouldn't be bad. If you want really, really nice sells once we close below here, not bad. But until then, this is the buys I'm looking for, maybe.